Why don't you start? Let's share with the audience what is the New York Musicians Center and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So the New York Musician Center, also known as NYMC, is New York's premier music school. We offer private lessons on all instruments, piano, voice, guitar, drums, you name it, we offer it. And we also have a thriving music therapy program. So we just have this really, really great hub of right now two corporate locations and now franchising where we get to serve over 1,100 students every single week on music lessons.
Super exciting, an emerging brand, literally emerging, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you're not new to this, but I would love for you to share with the audience the origin of how everything came to be. How did you start this? Why did you start this brand?
Absolutely. So I came to New York City when I was 21. I was just chasing a dream, like many people do when they come to New York City. Although I arrived here I was a single mom with my 4-year-old son, and I probably realized the same thing as many people that I needed to find a way to eat. So when I got here and to pay rent. And so I figured out very quickly that I had to figure out what my passion and my skills were that I could put to work to pay the bills. And for me, that was music. I went to college for music. I played piano and sang all throughout my childhood. And so when I got here, I started teaching music lessons from my living room. And I thought I could grow this thriving company. So I started the company and quickly realized that I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't getting students. It happened very quickly where I realized that.
Oh, all of us, it happens to all of us, by the way, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, so I was like, what's going on? I gave up pretty much and went
Oh,
into public school teaching. And so I became a music teacher for the public schools and administrator. And anyway, I thought I was great at what I was doing until one day I was called into the office and told, hey, if the budget doesn't pass this year, you are probably not going to be able to come back for your job next year because you're one of the lowest people in seniority. And I guess just like when I first started, desperation led to inspiration. I quickly ran out and got a lease on our first building here in Belmore, New York. Well, the joke was kind of on me because the budget did pass
no.
and I ended up with a very full-time business and full-time job. The rest is history.
That's great. The universe was testing you. You were able to keep your job, and it was testing your resilience and your hunger. Do you really want this business, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That, I guess that's what it was. And that still tends to be the tale of every successful business owner.
Absolutely, of course. I'm just so impressed because the music lesson business is it's very fragmented, right? You do have a lot of mom and pop businesses, but then we also have franchises now that are have incredible market share of the music school
Right.
business, and it didn't slow you down or stop you, but you shared with me privately why you're so different, and I'd love for you to share with the audience what you guys do that is so unique than the other music schools.
Absolutely. So we are definitely an experience school, like a VIP, literally red carpet event school. And I think that's what really stands out to people. We have people who come from really, really far for the experience that they get here. So we have red carpet performances throughout the year, probably about 40 shows that we do. Even though we're not a performance-based school, we do have that component in there where they get all these amazing opportunities to perform. Even at Carnegie Hall, where we go each year, we have developed a really awesome relationship with them. And I'll tell you that experience performing at Carnegie Hall or in our international shows where we tour Paris, Italy, these things really make a huge difference for these kids and really has the opportunity to change their life. So I think that's what people really love about coming to us.
Yeah, you've taken the business to a completely another level altogether.
Thank you.
Now, is the expectation though for the student that they need to be have a level, some level of of playing an instrument, or are you taking people right from the very beginning who've never picked up a guitar or piano before?
Beginners, wherever they are, we want anyone who, even if they've taken lessons for a month, I always say if they go up on a stage and play hot cross buns, they're getting like a really great experience. And so we really, really encourage our beginners to participate as well, because it really levels them up and builds up their confidence and keeps them going. So we highly encourage that with all skill levels.
Awesome. All right. So you have two company-owned locations, right?
Yes.
And where are they located?
So one's in Belmore at Long Island, and the other one is in Rockville Center, Long Island.
Awesome. Both in Nassau County. I know both of those towns really, really well. And how many students now do you have combined between the two schools?
Between the two schools, we're closing in on 1,200 students who we teach every week. And yeah, I think it's a really great testament, because I think our second location kind of was a model for franchising. We came in there and we actually took over from a program that was there a long time. They only had about 50 students at the time. And in 3 short years, we've been able to put in our processes and brought that location to over 500 students there each week, which is awesome.
That's incredible. All right. Well, I don't want you to give away the secret sauce on how you do that, but I'd love to hear about, so what are all the instruments that a student can play?
So anything from piano, voice, guitar, drums, violin, viola, ukulele. We have all the woodwind family. We do offer brass lessons as well. So anything from trombone. We have all instruments, and sometimes people will come take things that are a little less popular, like the banjo and things like that. But we have something for everyone. And I also think that's something that's unique to our program, that people can come to one place and maybe they have multiple children and they can study lessons on a variety of instruments. And we're here 7 days a week to offer that to them.
Okay. And who are typically the instructors, and how do you get them?
We have instructors from all over the world. And this is what I love most, because they teach a variety of different instruments and genres of music, so that we can cater to everyone. So we're talking about everything from public school teachers to teachers who just teach oftentimes privately in their homes, people who might just not have a formal experience, but have had a long career in performing. Maybe they were gigging musicians or wedding musicians. And what I love most is probably that we work with a lot of college students as well. So maybe if they're a junior or senior in college and they're getting ready to go into the workplace and they're looking to get their skills up, we're able to bring them in and really teach them about how to be a great instructor. And they really, really, really great with the young students.
Awesome. All right. Well, you've been running the company for what, nearly 20 years before you decided to dive into franchising. So I'm always curious to hear about the franchise journey. When was this a defining moment when you decided, or what happened that made you decide, I think we need to franchise this?
So I think this was actually a long time in the works. So back when I was a public school teacher, administrator, and running a business at the same time, I had to really come up with really, really great processes and systems, scripts, everything that needs to be put in place to run a business without me physically being there. And so I didn't realize at the time that I was kind of creating the start of the franchise system, but that's really what I was doing. And along with that, I started learning a lot about business education, marketing, things that I had no idea about. And it led to me, after I realized what didn't work and found what did work, I decided to go into business coaching. And so I've done a lot of business coaching with business owners. So I've seen what works. I've seen what does not work. And I even wrote a book called Screw the Business Plan, where I pinpointed some of those things. So now I've just bottled it up into this blueprint that I literally have to give to franchisees to help onboard, train, and support them with our system. So even though we just started the development of our franchise company last year and started franchising this year, this has been a long time in the works.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Thomas, you were made for franchising.
Yes. Yes, I was. I just didn't know it at the time.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its hosts do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.